if you have a president who desires to lower the interest rates for political purposes, and the Fed believes that the interest rate should be raised, then you will have a president who is at odds and who would probably increase inflation. I mention this because I'm concerned about the independence of the Fed. And you have a president who wants control of that process. If the president can control that process, the president can do something that can be very harmful to the economy, especially this president, who does things to benefit himself as opposed to the people who actually need the benefit, which is the American people. I said Powell earlier. That's because I have such great respect for him. And I am absolutely a person who believes that he has done the right thing by standing up to this president. He has made a difference. He has shown us how one person who is bold enough to take a stand can make a difference for the American people. I believe so strongly in this that I will personally have a flag flown over the Capitol to support him and to acknowledge him for the courage that he has shown at a very difficult time in our country's history. He is no longer the chair. I trust that this chair will have the courage of Chair Powell. And pardon me for initially starting with his name, but it was on my mind because I think so highly of him, and I had planned to make these comments. Now, let's talk for just a moment about meme coins. Generally speaking, there's something that is known as the greater fool theory. And this greater fool theory depends upon someone who has made a purchase having another person pay more for that purchase than this someone that made the initial purchase. That's how you make your money. A meme coin is highly dependent on the greater fool theory, someone buying at a higher price than the person who bought initially. Is there anybody who differs with me on that? Good. Because a meme coin means literally that you buy nothing when you make your purchase, but you do have the opportunity to either make money or lose money. Well, the president has found a way to manipulate meme coins, and he and his family, they've made hundreds of millions of dollars with the manipulation of these meme coins. I stand against it, and I also stand against the crypto criminals who are making it possible for this to occur. At some point, people who invest in nothing will get what they are purchasing. I'm going to protect the American people as long as I have the opportunity to do so. Yes, I'm Al Green, unbought, liberated Democrat who's also unelected but is still fighting.
Gentlemen,